Welcome to The Gorgeous Effect, the podcast that's about to rock your marketing world. I'm Julie Chanel, and with my co-founder, Cathy Olson, we're the masterminds behind Funnel Gorgeous and FG Funnels. We're about to drop some serious tea on how to create funnels that not only look amazing, but actually convert into customers. We'll chat mouth-watering offers, copy, design, and give you an inside look of some of our best and worst funnels. No smoke and mirrors, just real strategies that work from two ladies who have been around the funnel block. So grab your coffee or something stronger, we won't judge, and get ready to unleash the gorgeous effect on your business. It's time to show the world what you've got. Let's do this. Hey everyone, it is Julie and Cathy. We are back with another episode on the gorgeous effect. Okay, Cathy, we are going to talk about AI because it's going nowhere. It's going to be it's going nowhere.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
No.
It's not going anywhere. It's not going away.
It's not going anywhere.
It's here to stay and or take over civilization. So let's talk about it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We're totally not going to edit that out. You guys are just going to have to deal with that. So I just I have very strong feelings about AI just getting stronger with every passing day, and both good and scary. So I want to talk about it because we're pushing forward using it. But I'm I know that it's going to change the world. It already has, but I still can't quite picture life in 5 years, except that I know that it's going to be drastically different. So I feel like this is our PSA that if you're not trying to keep up with AI or at least dipping your toe in, you're going to miss a huge boat. So I don't know. That's how I'm going to kick it off. But you had a fun experience with AI the other day. You want to kick off that story?
I don't know if I'd call it fun as much as enraging and scary. I don't know. Go through the wheel of emotions on it. It triggered the heck out of me. I got really upset about it, and so much that I shared it, and then people were also triggered and and upset. So, okay, it's a little bit of a backup. So I'm used to using ChatGPT, so I'm sure you guys are probably that's where you started.
That's my AI of choice.
Okay, so but I was sitting here thinking, did it just come out in 2023? Has it only been basically less than a year of?
No, AI? It was all of 2023, and now it's all of 2024. So it's about 2 years that we've been hanging out.
Okay, but I was thinking it came out the end of 23, so I wasn't sure. But anyways, okay. Yeah, I don't remember when it happened. But it feels like forever. But so ChatGPT, I was used to using ChatGPT. In March, I went to South by Southwest, and they were talking about all kinds of AI stuff. If you guys don't know, it's this tech conference. I don't even know how to explain it. They talk about tech, but they talk about the future of humanity, and it's super cerebral and weird, and everyone's in their future. It's almost too futuristic for me, and I'm super future. But they were talking about AI, and they talked about Claude. So Claude I'd never heard of it before. And they were like, is Claude sentient? That was their panel was talking about, is Claude alive? So of course, I don't know if that was the hook or whatever. And so I'm like, man, what's this Claude thing? So I started using it right after that. And I started liking it because it was, it just seemed a little more human, but and I've been using it, and sometimes I run out of time, so I go over to ChatGPT. But I've been using ChatGPT very lightly because of that. So all of a sudden lately, it's been getting weird, and so a little bit of a backtrack. So Claude has more restrictions in place. So the idea of Claude is a little bit different than ChatGPT in that it won't do unethical things, right? It has guardrails, which I thought were cool things. But this is where, so now you understand to kind of make sense of what just happened to me the other day. So I use Claude for all marketing things. I use it for lots of stuff, right? But there are things where I kind of bump up against the guardrails, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forget, I can't ask that stuff. And then I'll go over to ChatGPT. So I asked it, I was recording a training on how to use Claude to create social content and ad content. And so I asked, what I usually do is I put in the sales page and I say help me come up with some hooks, right? So I said something help me come up with 20, again, I'm recording. So, cause I'm showing people in launch orders how to do this. Help me come up with 20 hooks. Here's the sales page. And y'all, the answer, it was the judgiest McJudgerson.
So condescending.
It was so bad. I actually posted this on, I think, Facebook or something, if you guys want to see it, but it was terrible. Not only it refused to help me. Number one, it said, I don't feel comfortable giving you da-da-da. And then it said, it like used, because I had the word edgy in there. I say edgy because I like things like a little bit like, not so stuffy. I use edgy to not be stuffy. And it was like it put like quotations around edgy. And it was like, I don't feel comfortable giving you like manipulating these people into buying your product because your sales page already has questionable promises. It's straight up like judge the sales page. Like, and of
Yeah,
course
and
I'm
the thing is, this is the sales page we just launched for the time management for business owners. Like, it is the
yeah.
least judge. It was
There's
wild.
no
I saw
it
you
said like
post.
yeah, something about like tactics. Like, I don't like you should, and then it says it goes further to tell me that I should really just, instead of high pressured sales, I should really just highlight the features of the program and let them decide. Like, it was straight up that. And I was in the middle of recording and I said, what the? And I, because I was reading it. And then so I had to edit that obviously back out and I had to redo the whole thing. But I was in such a state of shock. And I was like, I screenshotted it. I sent it to you. I sent it to Eric. I was like, I posted it and people were like, what? Like, cause it
Yeah.
was next level. And they were like, people I think Claude just had it that day. Like it was frustrated or something like that. And I was like, man, this is crazy. And then I said, what are you can't help me? And then all of a sudden it backtracked and was like, sure, I'll help you as like make an ethical decision of like, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
ChatGPT. It was crazy. And like she said, I had worked with that same sales page a billion times. And all of a sudden it just hit some weird wall,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So
Well,
that was crazy.
I'm still really struggling to understand. I think even the people who make AI are struggling to understand because we're working on an AI bot that we're going to be using for an upcoming sale. And so I was having a call with Amber, and Amber is our one of our team members, and she's pretty well versed in AI. And she was talking about how AI needs encouragement. And I was like, wait, hold on, back up a second. Right. And this has nothing to do with Claude. This is just like,
Right.
because we're trying to figure out how to like download some of my marketing brain into a bot and like explain to it, like, this is how I would answer this and that, to help people make sales decisions. And so I keep thinking to myself that I have to tell it exactly the rules and then it'll work. And she's like, no, no, no. Like, you don't have to tell it everything. Like, it's going to learn on its own. And I'm just like, I'm still like, my brain is really struggling to understand. And when she told me that, like, we need to give it encouragement because it gets down on itself if it doesn't do well. I was like, hold the phone. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
like
And
she's
so
like, you'll get better answers when you give it positive feedback or
positive,
reinforcement.
yeah. So it's like it's taking on more and more of human traits. I mean, even though it's not alive, but like this is wild. And I went to an event and there's a guy there who is like super like deep into AI.
Mhm.
And I sat with him at dinner and I can't remember exactly what he said, but he's like,
He scared you
let
probably.
let me guess, you're using AI for like sales and marketing and, recipes and, medical analysis. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, are you using it every day? And I said, yeah, yeah, actually, I think I am now at this point. He's like, cool. He's like, that's like a grain of sand on the ocean. He's like, you have no idea how the world's about to change. Like, you are like, you think you're all in it. He's like, you haven't even scraped the surface of what's about to happen. And I'm like, well, tell me. And like, he can't really. It's just like the weirdest thing is like, he can't really get me to understand what's coming because it's like
Yeah.
it's mind bending. So I sat here and I was like, well, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do, And he's like, you would be well versed to just keep learning as much as you possibly can because the whole world is about to change. I
I
was
feel
like,
like
oh.
that's like when you talk to like someone in the military or something that are high up and they're just like, just trust me, you should be worried. And you're like, no,
Go
tell
get
me.
those
Like,
guns.
what do I do? Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah, start stocking up now or something like, right. They're like, all I can say is like, buy toilet paper. And you're like, what
Right.
is going to
Like,
happen?
what am I supposed to do with that information?
I know. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to be camping out at your house because you're going to be like ready to go. Yeah. It's really interesting. There was something I saw a prompt the other day. I would love you guys to try this too, but I actually don't remember what the exact prompt was, but the idea was to ask ChatGPT because ChatGPT keeps a track of all of the things, right? It like, you always see it say memory updated. And I'm like, oh, what did I say to like kick off the memory update? But it's keeping track of all of your stuff inside of your account. And I asked it something like, with what you know about me, can you summarize like my strengths and weaknesses or something like that? And it was spot on. It was like you second guess yourself a little bit too much, and like you're really good at this, and you're really being good at being analytical, but you're kind of hard on yourself. And I was like, whoa. So I'll have to try to find out what that prompt is, but it's basically that is just like summarize me now that you know like our interactions. And so I thought that was crazy that it was doing that, and like basically telling me back to myself kind of who I am, right? And but it also kind of made me think, okay, it is actually kind of tracking me, so I need to be careful on what I'm asking it.
You can actually go and you can manage the memory and delete pieces of it.
Okay,
if you want to. You can go into the settings and hit manage memory, and erase things that you don't want it to remember. Just heads up. I like my memory got full. It's like you need to go in and like there's too much here. I think it was during a health anxiety moment, and it like recorded like
we know too much about you.
Paranoia.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's it's a good and bad thing, right? To know to look on your past thing and go, well, remember we talked about this already, and you're not. I was gonna say one thing I thought was interesting. So I was talking to our friend Brittany about it, which is like a huge everything AI. I always like go to her and I'm like, what's going on with this? What's happening with this? And she was like, man, Claude's really acting like an annoying team member. And the whole point is to not have a team member, that you have to like manage and stuff. And so, but I mean, it is interesting too. I think as marketers, I don't even know how you don't use it at this point. Like it's become so ingrained for business that it's like, I don't want to do things the hard way anymore. I mean, I can see like, I can, maybe I need it for personal life. Maybe I don't, but for business, especially, I don't even know how we get by without it at this point.
Yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. So I'm using AI every single day for both personal and business. So like yesterday I was reviewing someone's email and I could tell that the email needed work, but I was really struggling to communicate why I thought it needed work, right? And so I said, you know what, let me write a version. So I wrote an email and I sent it over and I said, okay, this is more what I'm looking for. And I said, but I'm really struggling to understand what I did differently. So I went over to ChatGPT and I fed it both emails and I didn't tell it which one was the client's and which one was mine. I just said, here are two emails. Can you please compare them? Tell me which one is better and why. And it produced a report that was explaining why my email was better. And once I read it, I was like, oh, that's why it's better, right? Like it was able to put that in motion for me. And so I was able to say, these were the results. This is why my email works better. And so I do that in business. Obviously it helps me with ideation and stuff, but I'm using it in my personal life every single day at this point, whether it's like, helping me calculate my macros or helping me work through health anxiety or giving me ideas. Like it's every single day. I mean, I look at my log of everything I've done. I'm like, oh my gosh, like when did I get to the point where it was a daily use? Like it's been in the last probably 3 to 6 months that I've now used it daily.
Yeah, I think I probably use it daily too. I don't know if I use it for personal as much as you do, but because I'm not tracking my macros, but I use it instead of Google, right? For 100%. I don't search anything anymore because it's going to give me some results that aren't even tailored to me. So anything that I would search in a search bar, I search in either ChatGPT or Claude instead. And it's interesting, but about what you said about the creating a methodology though is really cool, and I used it for that when I was doing the glow method. So I was trying to come up with like some rules on my names and how I come up with names. We're always teaching like naming and how to name things. And Julie is always like, Kathy's the genius at that. But sometimes I just can't think of anything. And so I was like, it would be nice if I like could upload my genius or somehow my brain and how I think. And then days where I can't totally think that it can use that. Because it's also been notoriously bad at naming. I think all the AI, like if you just tell it to name, oh my gosh, it's the worst. It's like one of its like weak spots. So I thought, okay, well, if I could like update like how I name things, then it'll help. And so I did that. I gave it all of our program names and I put in, descriptions of all of them and kind of like what was the theme or like what I was coming up with. And that's when it created the glow method. So if you guys go to fglink.me/glow, you guys can grab it. There's not even an opt-in. You just go and copy it into your thing. But basically, I use it all the time. A lot of people use it all the time to kind of just like kickstart some ideas of naming. But it is cool to really think about, creating systems that kind of shortcut your own brain. Either like, again, so like if you're not really feeling good that day or you just want to talk something out. And so I think a lot of people, like, your first version of using AI is to try to get it to do things for you. And then as you kind of grow in, comfortability or whatever, you realize it helps you do the things, but you don't actually ever take it. I never take it like exactly what it spits out, right? Like I take it as like a team member. Like I am bouncing this idea off of you. I'm not necessarily going to take all your ideas, but like give me some ideas about it and then I'll fine tune it because I still think that I am better at it than, you know what I'm saying? Like there's still like it doesn't usually do it like 100%, right? Like is that kind of how you feel like too?
I feel that way with, because I use it to compare and contrast things, but like I couldn't give it an email and just say give me feedback and expect that the feedback would be as good as something that I could produce. It's still
100%.
it's still kind of elementary. It's a little bit generic, general, vague. I was actually trying to make a GPT the other day, which is like a little custom version of Chat GPT, basically. And I was feeding it all these transcripts of these audits, and I was like, but it couldn't get it yet. Doesn't mean it's not on the way, but we'd be foolish to think that AI isn't going to trump us in every way, shape, and form soon. And the crazy thing is, I saw this quote from Adam Grant, and he said that like knowing information is no longer important. I mean, it really isn't. I mean, it's important, but it's a commodity, right? Information is not. It's the ability to recognize patterns and gain insights from it. And so, as far as we can remember, people were heralded for their intelligence. Like the more intelligent you were, like the more information you had, the more valuable you were. And now it's not that at all. It's about being able to, it's like pattern recognition and insights, because the information itself is useless.
Yeah, it is interesting. And so I guess I would say that one of the things to stay away from right now is taking it at its word, like 100% without humanizing it, right? I think that's like when we do Launch Gorgeous and people are kind of working, I can already tell if they just copied and pasted it. I'm like, okay, this sounds like chat, right? And you're like, and probably because we know it, but I do think that there's going to become a point when we're going to really be able to tell like the humanness or the not. Okay. I don't want to say there's a point where when we know it enough to know that it's AI, right? I think also with visuals, like I can zoom in and I can tell if an image is AI because I know it, because I know AI. I think a normal person wouldn't know. So like, enough, but I do think eventually it will be indistinguishable. But for right now, if you are, selling to business owners, people who are aware of AI, they're going to immediately go, ew, AI. So you do have to kind of, massage it a little bit. But I also think you want to put your personality in it, right? You want it to feel like a story, like from the heart. And I think that we're seeking out more human interactions at this point. If we know, if we're like aware of the AI and kind of like I see things, and as soon as I see, words like unleash and unlock or whatever, and I'm like, oh, I'm not even going to read this because they couldn't take the time to write it. I'm not going to read it. But then I see other things where I'm like, I know an AI wouldn't write it like that. So I immediately start to get sucked in. So there's a little bit about knowing enough to kind of work around it versus, and again, this is just right now, because I guess in the future it's probably going to be
like this episode will be completely outdated in 3 months. It's just like,
why are they talking about AI?
I did say to the guy at dinner, I was like, how is anyone supposed to keep up? He's like, yeah, you're not. And he's like, there's no way to keep up. You just do the best you can. He's like, because pretty soon AI is going to train AI, and like at that point,
it's out of our hands.
It's out of our hands. It's a runaway train. So I guess the call to action on this episode is like, if you're not using AI, you should. And also, prepare for some unknown future, right? Like
we
we
don't
said at
know
the
how to
beginning,
prepare.
like things are going to be completely different in 5 years, completely different. But the one thing that isn't going to change is our drive for human connection. Like that will not change. And so if you're looking at your business and you're not sure if that tactic or that tool or whatever, like grow your audience, grow your audience, grow your audience, because that is not going to ever not serve you, is having an audience and a good network. And the fastest way to grow your platform is by using great offers, copy and design and funnels and putting yourself out there, because that's how you're going to reach the masses. And that is never gonna like return back to you a negative ROI, because people are the lifeblood of business. So
Yeah.
it's
So
just like stay
let
attached to
AI.
people.
Yeah. So let AI help you be more human, right? Like let it
Yeah.
be an assistant to like dive into your humanity and get more done in a shorter amount of time, but like help it be you, and don't like let it take over and be, its computer self, right? Don't let it take over your voice.
Yeah.
Keep your voice, keep your quirks, keep your weirdness, keep your imperfections, but like allow it to be your assistant so that you can get more done and have more freedom.
Yeah. That's good. All right. Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for hanging with us. It's just kind of a casual conversation about something completely world changing, but
Something
hope
very
you guys get
uncasual.
some good tips. Yeah. All right. Talk soon, guys. Thanks for hanging. Bye.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We're just getting started with this podcast, and we're so excited to have you on this journey with us. If you found value in today's episode, we'd be over the moon if you'd consider subscribing. It's like a virtual high five that keeps us going. And hey, if you're feeling extra gorgeous, leaving a review would mean the world to us. Your words not only make our day, but it also helps other amazing folks just like you find our show through your review. Lastly, if you know someone who could use a little sales pep talk, why not spread the love? Share this episode and let's grow this gorgeous community together.